and Jay. Do we have a release date on anybody else?
Probably. Well, I mean, process of elimination is probably OC Atlanta, but I think Atlanta's probably going to be next because we have a real, I mean, this isn't a good sign. They're now re-editing RHOC and demoting Gina Kirschenheiter and upgrading Taylor. Now, Sarah's mouth's on the floor. She's reacting, but like, is like, okay, let's just talk about that. Sure, I'm happy with that. I don't know why Gina was a housewife to begin with. I think she should be a friend, and I think Taylor should be the housewife. So I am happy with that they're demoting one. But the fact that you're sitting there, like we heard about Aspen, right? We heard about Don't Let It Be About Tom. Well, it was about Tom, Luann. Like when you hear something, and then like we haven't heard anything from the OC really. So I don't think they have such a great blockbuster season when you're sitting there editing, and in editing and post-production, you're realizing somebody should be downgraded just by watching the footage and someone else should be upgraded. Like that to me is not a great sign of what you have coming for next season, right?
Okay, wait. Back up for a sec. So is RHOC, this latest episode, already in the can? You're saying they're editing
the new season. So
okay.
the whole new season of Real Housewives of Orange County is filmed, just like Atlanta. It's already done. Production is wrapped. Now we have, this new friend of, known as Taylor Armstrong with her diamond. Her tagline will be something about trading in a diamond for an orange, but she is a friend, and Gina and Emily are housewives along with Heather and Tamrat and Shannon. So they're looking at the footage and they're saying like this, look, as soon as Taylor got hired, people were like, she might be upgraded to a housewife. Well, look, Taylor, you got to get her a glass of water or a sparkling water or something. Let's be honest. The thirst is real. It is. But more power to her that she came back and said, I've waited for this for, 10, 15 years and I know what to do. So I think Taylor came in guns blazing because she wants an orange. And she's like, I'll take your friend role after Girls Trip 2, but I ain't going to stay a friend. So she kind of came in with her plan and everyone was like, you go, but she accomplished it. So more power to her, but I just don't think that's a good sign if you didn't realize, like in episode 3, that this person should be the housewife and this other one was just so lackluster that she should be demoted, right? Like, how does that work in post-production? We're not filming an episode. The entire 16, 19, 22 episodes are filmed. We have everything filmed.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. So
there's no more parties. There's no more whatever. It's in the can. We're editing it in post-production and we are looking at footage and saying like what this housewife isn't delivering. And all right, we happen to have this other one in the corner whose name is Taylor Armstrong and everyone knows her, just upgrade her. I don't think that's such a good sign.
You get paid more. So you film the whole season as a friend. Then in editing, you get upgraded to a main character. So Gina's getting a paycheck as though she's the main deal.
I think so. I mean, look, you get like a bonus for the reunion and everything. But yeah, I'm just assuming Gina can keep her money. And I'm assuming that, I don't know. Yeah, Taylor probably gets a little something extra. Sure. No tagline for Gina. I mean, this is all hearsay, but I believe it. And that's not a good sign, right? I mean, yes, Tamra coming back is a great thing, but just like Heather coming back in the house. I mean, I love Heather. We all know that. But like Tamra making up with Shannon and having Vicky come in and make up with Shannon, that does not make 19 episodes. That is 2 episodes. Like, got it. Now we're past that. So
wow. Okay. Yeah. I completely agree. Keep going.
Get it? So this is not an episode, girl. This is a whole season that we are re-editing in post, which is
no, that's not a good sign.
And it's like kind of happened before. I mean, that's why Catherine Edwards came in season 6 in the middle, because she had the tie to Faye Resnick and OJ, and they said, we're in the middle of filming season 6. We don't have anything here. It's happened before where people film and you're not sure. New Jersey does it a lot where like they hire you and they're not really, it's different production companies. Like they're not going to clarify whether you're a housewife and they figure it out as you go along. But in this case, Gina was clearly a housewife and Taylor was clearly a friend of, and now we're re-editing it. I don't think that's good sign, honey.
No. Well, it's interesting because I'm just thinking, when we were talking about Ultimate Girls Trip, I'm thinking, what do we have to look forward to? If Ultimate Girls Trip is sort of like 3, Potomac is wrapping up, and I'm not sure I'm even loving the Potomac reunion really. I liked the season a lot more than you did, but the reunion is, again, there's no real meat there, because the meat obviously is Juan and Robin, this whole affair that was happening, or alleged affair or whatever for months that we didn't get. I mean, that's completely overshadowed this reunion. So the reunion seems so.
I think heads are going to roll in Potomac.
You really do.
Andy doesn't seem happy.
Carlos King. Yeah. I mean, I think, who do you think is, because I'm hearing major changes. I'm hearing major changes too.
I always think it's weird. I think they never do it with just one, but we just kind of got rid of Rinna and Diana, who doesn't even really count, and Sheree Zampino doesn't really. So that was just one. I think Robin and
you do.
I mean, I think Mia would be my second person, but I think she stays. I mean, she's done enough.
Oh, yeah. Her friend.
And the professor, I mean, I don't know why, but I think she's part of the group now too, and she's done enough, right? I mean, Giselle and Karen and Candace aren't going anywhere,
You don't think? See, our friend Carlos King was on my podcast this week, and he thinks the old regime needs to go. Like, I don't
think needs to and will is different, right? Who does he think should go? Giselle? Yeah, she should.
Miss Huger, Robin. He basically paints a whole scenario. You can go and listen to the podcast, but it reminded me of you. He paints a whole scenario that if he was producing the show, he would fly down to Baltimore, and he throws some shade because apparently Robin and Juan actually live in Baltimore and not in Potomac or the DC region. And he sits them down and he says, unless you are willing, episode 1, for Juan to appear and go into this whole thing, then you are fired. And that's how he would handle it. So, I mean, I think Andy's pissed. And the fact that Juan doesn't show up to the reunion, even though the housewives' husbands are not paid, I don't think it's good, because they're part of the deal, right? And I don't think it's a good thing.
And I just think it's too little too late. I mean, so this happened. So what is that going to be? They're going to sit down, and it's not like Lisa Hochstein's divorce is happening during filming. Like, right. It's different. Like, what are we going to do? Hi, I'm Robin. I'm Juan. We have to tell you, we omitted something. I mean, they're going to have to break the entire fourth wall right from the start and be like, and now let's put the pieces together. I mean, they're still not dealing with it. There's no divorce. I don't know if that's really a story. Like, we lied to all of you and didn't tell you this, and this is what happened. I mean, you could all have a special with Andy Cohen, a sit down with Robin. And that's not I don't know what that story is. Like, even if they were willing to talk about it, I really think it's too late. And I don't know. I think Robin
Ashley going to. He sees Ashley's demoted.
I forgot about Ashley. I